텐데 오늘 또 귀한 걸음 내셔서 또 여기까지 와주신 여러분들께 다시 한번 감사의 말씀 드리겠습니다. 오늘 사실 모티피치가 어떻게 좀 형성되는지 한번 소개를 간단하게 한번 들어보고 가려고 합니다. 저희 오늘 이제 호스트이자 이번 행사를 기획하신 저희 홍광우 연사님을 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. 박수 한번 부탁드립니다.
안녕하세요. 이번 행사를 기획하게 된 현광우입니다. 먼저 이렇게 추운 날씨에 또 연말에 다들 바쁘실 텐데 이렇게 시간 내서 먼 길 와주셔서 너무 감사드리고, 특히 이번에 제가 이걸 위해서 지인들을 다 긁어 모았거든요. 정말로. 근데 또 저를 잘 알지도 못하는데 이벤터스나 뭐 다른 루트를 통해서 또 제가 좋아하는 그 영어 회화 모임, 또 원투 스픽을 통해서 이렇게 다양한 루트로 와주셔서 너무 감사드리고, 제가 이 행사를 생각하고 기획하게 된 계기에 대해 말씀드리겠습니다. 저는 이제 영어로 스피치 하는 거에 관심이 있었는데요. 미국에 테드가 있듯이 우리나라에도 뭔가 테드나 뭐 영어로 본인의 이야기를 할 수 있는 그런 플랫폼이 있으면 좋겠다는 생각을 하게 되었습니다. 세 가지 이유가 있습니다. 첫 번째, 아까 말씀드렸다시피 미국의 테드처럼 우리나라에도 주기적으로 하는 영어 강연회를 만들고 싶었습니다. 두 번째, 우리나라에도 영어를 굉장히 잘하는 분들이 많이 있고 또 관심 있는 분들이 많이 있는 걸로 알고 있습니다. 그분들이 함께 이런 스피치를 준비하고 또 도전하면서 함께 공부하면서 그렇게 함께 성장하는 그런 플랫폼을 만들고 싶었습니다. 세 번째, 이 강연에는 우리의 영어에 대한 뭐 문법이나 얼마나 유창하게 잘하는지 뭐 그런 거를 평가하는 자리는 아닙니다. 사실 각 사람의 이야기에는 힘이 있다고 생각하기 때문에 또 그 이야기를 통해서 여기 오신 분들이 또 뭔가 느끼는 바가 있고 또 영감을 받는 게 있으면 너무나 감사하고 너무 좋은 시간이 될 것 같습니다. 예, 이제 곧 시작할 텐데요. 사회자분께 마이크를 넘기겠습니다. Hello everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Kwang-woo. I'm so pleasure to be with you in here. Today I want to say about my story in Australia. I went to working holiday for a few years ago. I tried to survive in there because I was a foreigner in there. And the reason I prepared this speech, a few years ago, I just thinking about this kind of project, but always thinking, maybe next year, maybe next in 5 years, maybe in 10 years in America, something like that. But one day I just want to stop this thinking, and one voice inside of me saying about me, you can do it right now, why not? So I just say to my friends, and I declare on my SNS, like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. I wrote my story on there with a picture, like Korean motivate speech. That's why I started this program. I want to share my story, what I felt in Australia. This is me and symbol of Australia. I started in Sydney. And first I want to introduce my contents. There are 5 sections of my contents. This means 5 challenges of me. First one was in Sydney because I started in there. Second one in Bundaberg is Queensland. It's in Queensland. I did a farm work in there. Third one in Cairns is more northern Queensland. And first one in I back to Sydney again. Then I got a special license in there. And fifth one is this motivational speech project. Yeah, I arrived in Sydney because I just thinking about working holiday, but I just didn't really thinking about that because first my older sister, she went to Australia before me. She asked me many times, "Hey Kwang, why don't you come here? You can work in here, you can speak English, you can have time." But it doesn't really intense me. But anyway, someday I lose my job in Korea. I just saw the ticket of the flight to Australia. So I decided to get the visa or working holiday. That's why I could start in here. First 2 weeks, I just traveled. Wow, that's wonderful country. I saw the opera house here, and I met kangaroo. They look cute, but some of them very aggressive. And after 2 weeks, I spent too much money, a lot of money. So I need a job. And after that time, I need to find a share house. So I need to pay the deposit. It's big amount of money at the time. So I thought by myself, oh, this is not good. I need a job because I need the money. So I tried to find a job in Sydney first. That was my first challenge because it wasn't easy. I'm a foreigner and they don't know how I work. But I prepared the resume in Korea before I go there and start to spread it. I went to restaurant near Opera House and Darling Harbours. I went all over the restaurant, I think. First, it was nervous because I didn't do that before. But once I decided to go there, when I met the workers in there, the waiters and managers, they just say when I submit my resume, "Hey, that's good. I will pass it to manager," or just say, "Sorry, we don't hiring right now." But that was okay. One time was hard, the second time is more easy to me. And finally, I could got a job. One of the restaurant near Opera House called Oyster Bar, they have a chef who is very kind. He saw my resume and why don't you come next Wednesday for trial like kind of practice. So I could start in there. I worked in there for 5 months, but it was work in the kitchen. I worked as a kitchen hand. It means dishwashing most of the time. But I met nice people in there. They are my friends who met in there, waiters, waitresses, and the chefs in the kitchen. Some chef was very rough and tough, especially head chef. He is always angry. "Hey, do this, do this." But most of them very kind and they enjoy their work. And I met so many nice people from all over the world. I had a really good time in Sydney. Then I had some road trip. This is Whitsunday Island. The water is so beautiful. I never seen like this. And the guy I met in the farm from England, he was nice. And on the right side, there are friends from Europe. I went to Melbourne with them. We share the petrol. In Australia, there are kind of special culture. When I go somewhere with my car, I could find the friends who go with me. Then we pay separate with one car. So we call it petrol share. Yeah. And after 5 months working in Sydney, I decided to move to the Queensland because there is a farm work. In Australia, if you wanna get second year visa, you need to work in the farm or region area for 6 months. So I went to Bundaberg in Queensland. In Bundaberg, there are a lot of crops grow up because there is the perfect climate for the crops. Yeah, the red point is Bundaberg, and green and yellow points I did a road trip there, and in the farm it wasn't easy to me because you guys know in the countryside I woke up very early morning, like 5 or 6 a.m. and I did 5 or 6 hours weeding and planting sweet potatoes and picking watermelons, pumpkins, kind of these things. I had the back pain a lot. But I met nice people in there also. Farm work was my second challenge as well because I never do farm work before. But some guy said to me, I met him in a hostel. The hostel condition was not good. But he said, people make the place. So I have many friends in there. So we made the place. The work was hard, but it was really fun. Some of people said, if you go to the farm, it's really tough, but it's really fun. I didn't understand that sentence, but I could understand after farm work because it's finished like 3 or 4 p.m. After that, we just hang out in the hostel or we went to the beach with friends. So I could enjoy my time with friends. That's why they say it's tough work, but can be fun. Yeah. It was me with the watermelon. It looks very heavy. I was a bit dark skinned at the time, and it's more skinny. Do you guys, can you know this second picture? Can you guess what kind of plant in the middle? Yeah, it's a pineapple. Pineapple farm looks like this, very sharp leaves. It was very hard to work in there, painful. Yeah, and in the corner, one of my friends in hostel, he made with watermelon and pineapple top and gingers and macadamia. Yeah, they're very enjoy their life in farm. And we could share our vegetables and fruits because everyone work in different farm. I can share my watermelon and his sweet potato, like exchange. It was also fun. And when I work in the farm, one guy says about cairns is in the north. Before I didn't know about cairns. He said there are very beautiful ocean in there and best place for scuba dive. So I want to try to get scuba dive license. Before, when I went to Egypt, I did fun diving just once, but I couldn't have a time to get the license. So I made a goal. After this hard farm work, I want to get that license in Cairns because they are very beautiful, and I want to go there to get license. So Cairns is more north than Bundaberg, and Brisbane is northern Queensland. And the picture when I get the course, and the ocean is so beautiful. At the time, I didn't know. I knew after there is a Great Barrier Reef is best scuba diving spot in top 5. So I didn't know. It was quite famous one here. So finally, I got the license. It was my challenge 3, but it wasn't easy because I took the English course with Australian instructor. He spoke too fast. I couldn't understand properly. So it was a bit hard to me maybe. So I couldn't pass the practical test with him. I was frustrated at the time, but I didn't want to give up. I tried again. I could meet the instructor from UK. He was very nice and kind, and I could have a practice with him, and finally I could get the school license. So it was so challenging to me. After that, I back to Sydney. I'm returning to Sydney after farmer and road trip, but it was nothing on me. Just small car and no money because of the travel. So I need to find a job again. But I had a 1-year experience. It was really helpful to me. I tried to get a job in the hospitality, so I could work as a waiter for a few months. Before I was in the kitchen as a kitchen hand, but after 1 year I could get a job as a waiter. And when I was in the farm, some guy worked with the forklift. It looks very easy, like this, forklift. They just move like this. So it's repeat and repeat in the car, in the forklift. So I thought when I was in there, one day I want to get the license because it looks very easy and they were comfortable. So I found the academy of that institute. I went to drive to there and I started to take the course. It also wasn't easy. I just thinking about, oh, can I do this? I never drove forklift in Korea. Can I? Even it's English course. But there is one voice inside of me. Why not? Why not? You cannot do. So I followed this voice. Why not? Let's try. So I start to learn forklift in there with English. I passed the writing test. It wasn't easy. They gave me the summary, but the practical test wasn't easy. I need to drive that machine. So I failed the practical test again, like in Cairns. But I didn't want to give up at the time. I just remember this sentence. You might have failed, but you are not failure until you give up. So I tried again with another instructor. He really helped to me. So finally I got a forklift license. is kind of skill in there is high risk license. I want to show when I was drove it in there. I pick it up the box from the container. It's like clothing company. I never think about I could drive the forklift in there. So at the time I was so proud of me. Next challenge is first one. Actually, it's not a challenge. It's kind of episode. When I was in Sydney, I have a neighborhood Australian guy. He was like uncle to me. His name is Sean. He wanna go to his family house in Melbourne on Christmas. He suggests to me, "Hey Kwang, do you wanna go with me?" So I said, "Yeah, why not?" So we went to the Melbourne from Sydney. It's about 10 hours. It's the wrong way. But we didn't check the tire pressure. So I got tire blowout on the highway. At the time, it was 40-degree heat and a lot of flies waiting for 2 hours under the sun. But Sean was a journalist. He really prepared about dangerous. He really care about it. So he bring 2 ice boxes, an umbrella, fire extinguisher, and so on. So we could survive in there. It was an unexpected accident. But one thing was really touched on me. In there, 3 different Australian people start for us. They asked me, "Are you okay? Do you need help? Can I help you?" First person, second person, and third person say to us like this: "What if I had an accident like you? Who knows if any of you would help me?" I really appreciate to him because we waiting for 2 hours. It wasn't easy, but he tried to help me. And maybe in the future, he said, "Who knows if you guys would help me?" So I feel, the Australian people was so kind. And it was very good memory to me. It was an accident, although I have very good experience with Australian people. Yeah. This is the video at the time. This is Sean. This is Australian accent. He made this video for his family on the way. We had an accident, but we'll be there, something like this. Yeah. This is the last part of my speech. This is my challenging English speech. I didn't think about this before. It was just stuck in my mind. I want to do English speech someday. After 5 years, maybe in 10 years, maybe in US like TED. But it wasn't easy. Just I'm thinking and thinking and thinking. But I read the book. It's called Tool of Titans. There is one sentence really shocked my head. If you have a goal for 10 years, why you can't achieve in 6 months? If you want to do something after 10 years or 5 years, that's too far. Why don't you do it in 6 months or right now? I just think about this. You guys remember me when I was in Australia, when I before in front of difficult things, I say to myself, why not? Can we say it together? Why not? Again? Why not?
Why not?
Thank you. I want to call it why not magic. Because when I have a big trouble or in the big problem, I can say to myself, why not? Maybe I can. Why not? Who knows? That's why I started this speech program. So I want to tell you, if you have trouble in your life or you want to get something, if you have a goal in 5 years, in 10 years, you can just say, why not? To yourself. Sometimes I say to myself, why not? I can do it. It makes me some energy. It makes me motivate. So I want to tell this why not magic, and I really appreciate to you guys because I'm not a famous, and this is not famous speech program, but you guys come here, even though it's cold weather outside and end of this year might be busy. So I want to encourage you guys, if you want to do something, just remember why not, and next person can be here like me. I really want it. As long as you guys support this program, it can be keep going, and I will support and I will cheering your why not challenge. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I am Shines. I'm really nervous, but I'm excited now. Today, I want to talk about vertical alignment. What is vertical alignment? Before I explain that, let me ask you a question. Do you have a dream? It doesn't matter your dream is big or small. If you don't have dream yet, that's okay. Don't worry. That's not a problem today. Now, I want to introduce a new perspective on our lives. The perspective can make our life healthier, and it can be a powerful tool for successful life. Let's get started. Here is a new iPhone. Whenever a new iPhone announced, people get excited. Apple's products are always attractive. Now imagine you are at the launch event for the new iPhone like this. Aren't you excited? A nice design, the amazing features, and unique and fulfilling. Think about this. When do you think about iPhone, how does it compare the Xiaomi phone? It feels different, right? Yeah. And let's talk about something else. Today, we have special guest. Aren't you excited? Let me introduce. Our guest is, please welcome Karina. Are you excited? I'm sorry, our guest has changed. Our guest is 차은우. Are you happy? Are you excited? I'm sorry. Let's change again. Actually, our guest is a homeless man I met at Seoul Station. Are you okay? He was sitting next to you. Are you okay? He might smell bad. Oh, really? Wow. Honestly, really, homeless people will come. Honestly, many people feels uncomfortable, right? Today we don't have guest. There's no guest. But just imagine these people, we feel different emotion. Karina, 차은우, homeless man. When we look at people or things, we consciously link them. I want to ask, you just met me for the first time today. Where did you rank me? At the top? At the bottom? This is particular alignment. Karina, 차은우, iPhone, but Xiaomi phone, homeless man. I'm sorry, Xiaomi. But it's natural and it's surprising because we quickly sort everybody, everything into a vertical alignment. Let's think about this. What does it mean to align vertically? This is comparison. It means we are stuck in comparison. We always comparing everything. Especially this culture is very, very strong in Korean society. From the young age, we grow up with this mindset. If you are a teenager, you are bullied if you don't have iPhone. We compared our petty jacket in school. As adults, we still compare university, jobs, cars, looks. We never stop comparing. In Korea, we live in a vertical world. We already have this mindset. So we cannot see each other as truly are. From my experience, foreigners don't care there are a hole in their shirt like this. They don't care. And they do not judge a person based on this hole. And they do not compare the beauty of their girlfriends and 장원영. Let's watch video.
여보, 장원영이랑 나랑 둘 중에 누가 더 예뻐?
왜 당신이 더 예쁘지?
왜? 장원영 진짜 예쁘잖아.
아이 내 눈에 당신이 더 예뻐.
진짜? 기다려봐, 내가 맛있는 거 해줄게.
알았어.
뭐야 저거? 나를 요리하는 거지?
And foreigners don't often compare their academic achievement. Instead, they tend to focus on their individual strengths and experience. But we live in a vertical world. We put ourselves in the middle. We admire people who are above us. We look down the people who are above us. We don't live in a class system, but we create invisible class system in the mind, in our mind. Let's be honest. But now, I want to change the mood. Let's watch short video again.
You can see it coming down through the plume.
On the left hand. Landing burn.
13 inches.
Ignited. This is absolutely insane. At the launch tower. What an incredible view.
Are you kidding me?
Today, I suggest you, let's break down the vertical alignment. Let's stop vertical thinking. Like this. What happens if we stop vertical thinking? We can experience three powerful changes. First, we can focus on you can focus on your unique life, your own life, and instead of comparing and competing with others, you can focus your own dreams. For example, why don't we see outstanding business people in Korea? Why? Like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, or Bill Gates. Why don't we see? It's because we too much care about the other eyes. We always care others. What will they think of me? Am I better than them like this? It doesn't matter what they think. Focus your dream. Chase your dream. Chase your dream. And second, we can respect diversity. When we stop particular thinking, we can see the unique value in everyone. Let's think. If we think doctor is above and delivery workers are below, so they can work together. They can't. But when we realize all jobs and all roles are important, we can create healthier and creative society. We can expect innovation with these people. We can work together and we can make the new futures. And third, we can see each other as teammate, not rival. If we stop particular thinking, we can help each other. So I suggest this after this speech, during the break, let's watch the people sitting next to you and ask them, what is your dream? And listen each other's dream and share your stories. So, through cooperation, not competition, we can discover more possibilities and grow up together. Everyone, we must stop comparison. We must stop vertical thinking. Change your life. Focus on your own and unique value and your dream. Don't care about others' eyes. Instead, work with the people next to you. Find your dream and move forward. Remember, we are all teammates. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming on this beautiful last Saturday of the year. Let me start by telling you a little bit about myself. I was a school teacher until last year, and I decided to quit because the job was not right for me. So when I was little, I had this typical Asian tiger mom. So it was really hard for me to say no to my mom and parents. So I ended up becoming a teacher even though I didn't want to. So as a teacher, I was being this nice, competent to my students outside, but I was pretty sad inside. Later on, I decided to quit because I realized life, you live only once, right? So I told my friends that I decided to quit, and everyone said I was crazy for two reasons. One, I didn't have another source of income. Second, I didn't have specific plans. But I had a dream. My dream was to become a speaker, which I am doing right now. So, also, since the teaching job is very stable, it was very far from who I really am. I am very adventurous. In my 20s, I had part-time jobs in the US, Canada, and Germany. I read a book called The Millionaire Messenger, and I got the idea of making a lot of money by writing books and giving speeches. So I had two topics in my mind. One is to help Koreans improve their English pronunciation because I self-taught English here in Korea. And the other was to help children to do digital detox because I'd seen so many students addicted to smartphones. So, January this year, I uploaded a video of myself introducing me on Instagram. It was very simple. I am this person, I was teacher, I quit, I want to have my show on Netflix about digital detox, and the next morning, I woke up, I saw so many comments on this video. I couldn't believe it. I thought I'd done something wrong, but they were all positive comments. That night, I was in bed. I was trying to fall asleep. Then I thought I should maybe make a second video. I was in my pajamas with no makeup, so I applied some lipstick so that I wouldn't look too pale. And In the second video, I said, well, thank you for watching my first video. I don't know why you're watching this, but I'll be making a lot of money, so stay tuned. And then I also said, I don't have much money at this moment because teaching is not a lucrative job, right? It's not a money-making job. So since then, people started following me on my Instagram. By the last day of March, I had 8,000 followers on Instagram. And this random idea popped up in my mind. It was the last day of March. I was thinking, well, I want to have a big dream because that's what all the other self-help books out there say. Dream big. You don't lose anything. It doesn't cost you anything, so why not, right? So I had a big dream to be a world-famous speaker someday. And then that day, I was thinking, well, let's say I have 80,000 followers or 800,000 followers or 8 million followers on Instagram. Outside of Korea, my presence is nothing. So why not just go now? So I booked the flight right away and I declared my decision in a group chat on KakaoTalk. Otherwise, I would end up like sightseeing and come back, right? So in April, I started prepare my script. It was about my journey working in the US, Canada, and Germany. And also, I looked up Dubai on the internet. Do you think Dubai is rich because of oil? Yeah, I thought the same. But oil production contributes less than 1% of its GDP. It's surprising, right? So Dubai thrives on trade, real estate, tourism, and money laundry, they say. Back in the 1960s, they relied on the pearling industry. And it's amazing, right? Back then, I knew only a few words in Arabic. Habibi, which means darling, and shukran, which means thank you. 15% of the population in Dubai is the local people, Emirati. And the other 85% of the people are foreigners. So it's okay to speak English there. And whenever I have a goal, I love using all methods to make it possible, including the things we cannot see. So, I had this light projector with a solar system design onto my ceiling every night, thinking, well, I've done my part, and I want the whole universe, all elements, help me out and get things ready for me, get all the good things ready for me. It's like the law of attraction. On May 2nd, I arrived in Dubai. I don't know if you've seen this on news, but in late April, there was a huge flood in Dubai. So I asked on Reddit Dubai if it was a good idea to go, and they said yes. So I went there, but as you can see here, I took a cab from the airport, and the driver had to stop because the street was filled with thick mud and water. So I had to walk with my big 2 suitcases at 11 at night. It wasn't the best start, but I really didn't care. There's a Korean saying, 기쁨은 나누면 2배가 되고 슬픔은 나누면 반이 된다. Which means if you share joy, it doubles. If you share sadness, it is halved. Then what about annoyance? Well, my philosophy is if you share annoyance, nobody wins. If you're the one sharing it, you relieve the bad memories. If you're the one listening to it, it affects your mood. So it's a lose-lose game. The next day, I went to the Dubai Mall, the biggest mall in the world. It was so big, so huge, enormous, and luxurious. There's a funny story. So after spending a few hours there, I wanted to go home. So I tried to find a way out. And it took me 1 hour to find a way out. It's that huge. It was unbelievable. On the 3rd day, I started going to meetups. I found the information on meetup.com. And I went to this networking event, business networking event. And there were like 30 people, and everyone took turns, came to the front, and introduced themselves. And the host had a plastic bag, had a paper bag, and it was filled with questions. Each of us took one out. The host read the question aloud for us to answer. So when it was my turn, I came to the front and I said, "Hi, I am Hasebi. I'm from Korea. I am here to give a motivational speech. Dubai, I find Dubai very international. Whenever I meet someone, he goes like, I'm half American, half German. So I started saying, I am half Korean, half Korean. It's supposed to be funny. Okay. Hi everyone. I am Hokyeon from Korea. I got to Dubai 2 days ago. So, remember I told you I went to the Dubai Mall the day before? So, there's a huge fountain in the mall, and there's a water and music show every 30 minutes. So I was watching this show, and I heard people applauding behind me. I turned around and saw a man proposing to a woman, and that's why people were clapping and whistling. In that moment, I thought, oh, what if I brought a microphone and gave a speech in public, like a busker, street performer? I would maybe give a quick 1-minute speech to promote my speech event, then people will love it, just like they did, right? And I told this idea to a local person that I met there. And he said, I would be arrested for that because it's illegal. So, this is the fountain show, by the way. So, I asked a question on Reddit. Hi, I'm from Korea. I was wondering if it's illegal to give a speech near Dubai Mall fountain for very short, 2 minutes. The next day, it's got so many comments, negative. See, we don't do that here. Just why? Just why? And this person said he would bring popcorn. And this one asked me what motivates me to do this. And my answer was to be worldwide famous and see how many dislikes I have. over 100. It's actually minus 105 because I liked it. So maybe this person might have been to Korea. It's not Seoul City whole scare. Yeah, very negative. It's like, who are you? Still, there were like 20 positive comments. And here's a funny thing. Since the post had so many comments, it was on top of Ready to Buy for about 3 days. And since I had so many comments on it, I also got so many messages. And one of the messages said, "Hey, I'm a photographer from Dubai. Do you want to collaborate?" And he also sent me some of his works. He said, "I am a photographer. I take pictures of influencers in Dubai." So I met him up and did this photo shoot. Can anyone guess how much this dress is? Sorry? Three? Free? Well, I bought this dress in Dubai Mall, and it was 980,000 Korean won, 98만 원. I bought this dress for 2 reasons. First, I didn't have a proper dress for the photo shoot. And second, I just wanted to wear what I really liked because it's a special occasion. So basically, my schedule in Dubai was packed with going to events, meeting people, and sightseeing. I still remember the day I went to the desert. It was a group tour with 3 other Germans. And at one point, we went to a camel farm. And I just took my phone out to take some pictures. And I saw so many messages on KakaoTalk. And it was good news. I had done an interview in April with 한국경제. And it just came out. And it was on the first page on Naver. It felt amazing. But there was a problem. The more events I attended and the more people I meet up, I realized my story of working part-time in 3 different countries wouldn't motivate them at all. Like I said, 85% of the population is all foreigners. They are very passionate. They already left their country for better opportunities. They came all the way to Dubai for better life. So I was losing confidence about my speech. Then there was a restaurant week in Dubai where they sell fancy course meals at discounted prices. So I went to meet up where people go to restaurants. And this is called Selavi, with the view of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. So I was at this table, and the appetizer was served. I grabbed my phone to take a picture because the dish looked amazing. And this woman sitting in front of me said, after 10 years in Dubai, this food doesn't satisfy me anymore. I couldn't believe what I just heard. She didn't appreciate the dish at all. And then I thought, I should let these people realize how precious everyday life is by sharing the darkest days of my own life. So before COVID, a few years ago, I went through a very difficult time, struggling not to die. Living the life that someone else forced me to live was meaningless. I was devastated. So I was on sick leave from my teaching job. I stayed home for over a year. And my only goal was to kill myself. And I was just living in this house full of garbage. Food, all delivered. Well, fast forward, it was December when I stepped out of my house. I still remember I couldn't open my eyes because I wasn't used to the sunlight. And the very first meal I had after leaving was 돈가스, pork cutlet. And since I spent over a year with delivery food, the 돈가스 was actually very hot. It was a hot food. And also the cutlery, the metal cutlery, was heavy, which I didn't know. So I decided to share the story to let these people realize everything is grateful. And there was a Russian life coach that I met in Dubai. One day, she sent me a video. And watching this video, I thought, oh, maybe I should take a video just like this to promote my event, because this video was about a networking event happening in Internet City, Dubai. So I took this video, posted it on the internet.
Hello Dubai, this is S-Line from Korea. I am a motivational speaker based in South Korea. So I've come all the way from the forest to give a speech here in Dubai. Once I got here, I found the city massively enormous and luxurious at the same time. Also, I found that people living here have already stepped out of their factory zone. So my question is, what's next? If you're interested, you're more than welcome. It's happening tomorrow, Friday at 6:30. Click below for details. See you then.
I also posted my event on meetup.com. And finally, the day has come. The day came. There were 8 people at my speech. And it was a really good experience because everybody there was very enthusiastic. I had a really good time talking with them. To be honest, this was not the best speech I could give because I changed the topic at the very last minute and I didn't have much time prepared for it. But I delivered the message I wanted to, and I'm happy I made it. Maybe, I'm pretty sure that I'm the very first Korean to give a motivational speech in Dubai, right? Yeah. So, after a few days, a Korean woman who has lived in Dubai for over 10 years messaged me on Instagram. And she invited me to a dinner. I went there, and there was one local person there. He was very rich with high social status. When he visited Korea, he met the former Prime Minister of Korea and the CEO of KB Bank. So at the dinner, I started telling him how I gave a speech in Dubai. And my impression of him was, oh, life can be pretty difficult when it started from nothing. That was my impression. Because he said something like, oh, if you had known me, I could have helped you, blah, blah, blah. Later on, I asked him, Mr. Ansari, would you be interested in having an interview with me? And he said, yes. The thing is that yes, for me, sounded like, oh yeah, let's have dinner sometime, and you never see this person again. So I had an idea. I carry a small notepad with me all the time because that's what all the rich people say. Take notes. So I had this with me. I took it out. I wrote my name. I wrote my WhatsApp number. And then I said, Mr. Ansari, I've got something for you. He looked curious. I said, here's my handmade business card. And he burst into laughter. So I thought, this is half done. Later on, we started talking about soccer because soccer is very popular in the Middle East. And then we started saying how we were invited to the dinner. And there was this Mr. Lee who knew everybody. So we were like, oh, we should have a soccer team under his name and we should make a uniform, blah, blah, blah. So I said, oh, I want to have number 5 on my back. And others were like, oh, why number 5? Because it's not number 1 or it's not lucky number 7. Why 5? And I said, well, because it's a high number. And I did a high five with Mr. Ansari. Everyone laughed. On my way back home, I got a message on WhatsApp from Mr. Ansari. So I changed my flight schedule to have the interview with him. And it was amazing. The only problem is I haven't published the interview video yet because I don't have many followers on Instagram. I'm still waiting for the right time. So, this is the end of my story, going to Dubai and give a speech without anything but just myself. Well, retired golfer Paksteri once said, if you want to do something, that means you can do it. Let me say this again. If you want to do something, that means you can do it. So just do it. We have the new year 2025 ahead of us. I really encourage you to step forward, go outside your comfort zone, and explore the world. And also, never mind. And the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar said, experience is the teacher of all things. So let's take action in 2025. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year.
저희가 오늘 간단하게 앉아서 담화 형태로 좀 진행해볼까 합니다. 오늘 첫 번째로 강연을 해주신 저희 이제 형광우 강연자님께서 오늘 하셨던 강연 내용이 어떤 내용인지 좀 잠깐 설명 좀 간단하게 해주실 수 있으실까요?
주된 내용은 이제 제가 호주에서 겪은 이야기인데, 이제 그 과정 속에서 저 스스로 많이 깨닫고 배우는 시간이었던 것 같아요. 그래서 거기에서의 저의 도전 5가지로 여기서는 만들었지만 그 속에서 느꼈던 도전과 또 그곳에서의 경험이 어떻게 지금의 삶에 연결이 됐는지 그런 내용이 됐고, 내가 겪은 이 내용이 누군가에게 나눴을 때 그들에게도 또 다른 느낌을 줄 수 있지 않을까, 그런 생각을 하고 이야기를 했었습니다.
예, 그 호주에서의 강연을 보니까 영상으로 보니까 진짜 여러 가지 다양한 일들도 하시고 경험도 하셨더라고요. 그래서 너무 좀 좋은 강연도 하셨다. 혹시 두 번째 이제 저희 시네스 강연자님은 어떤 내용을 준비하셨는지 간단하게 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 오늘 저는 이제 버티컬 띵킹이라고 해서 이제 수직적으로 우리가 비교를 하고 스스로 이제 나보다 더 나은 사람, 더 나은 것, 그리고 나보다 못한 것을 구분하고 있는 사고 방식에 대해서 조금 이게 어떻게 보면 이제 편하지는 않은 주제인데도 저는 이런 거를 계속 얘기를 함으로써 우리가 외국에 비해서 비교 의식을 많이 하고 서로 비교를 많이 하는 것 같아서 좀 계속 생각을 하면서 그거를 완화시켜 나갈 필요가 있지 않을까라는 생각이 들어서 앞으로도 저는 그런 부분에 대해서 우리가 너무 긴장하고 남의 눈에 의해서 신경을 쓰고 있는 것들을 완화시킨다면 서로가 이제 좀 길거리에서 모르는 사람 마주쳐도 불편하지 않은 세상이 될 수 있지 않을까, 그리고 함께할 수 있는 세상이 될 수 있지 않을까라는 생각이 들어서 앞으로 그런 것들에 대해서 얘기를 하고 싶고, 그래서 오늘 주제를 그렇게 담았고요. 일론 머스크를 중간에 이제 영상을 보여드렸던 이유는 제가 말하는 것들이 어떠한 노력과 실천 없이 단순히 아이디어로 멈추는 게 아니고, 저는 이것들이 정말로 사람들에게 도움이 되기 위한 노력을 함께 하겠다라는 생각이 있어서 일론 머스크에 대해서도 중간에 담았습니다.
네, 너무 진짜 또 좋은 이야기들을 담았던 이야기인 것 같습니다. 마지막으로 컨셉이가 기자님의 주방이제 도전 어떤 내용이었는지 간단하게 설명 한번 다시 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 제가 작년에 안정적인 초등교사라는 직업을 그만두고 강연가가 되고 싶은데 어차피 될 거면 꿈을 크게 가지고 좀 글로벌하게 강연가가 되자 이런 꿈이 있었고 한국에서 유명하지 않을 때 나가도 되겠는데? 라는 판단을 해서 좀 급하게 하지만 어쨌든 실행력 있게 행동에 옮겼고 그 과정을 한번 고민해드리고 싶었습니다.
사실 하늘에서 노력하는 자에게 또 기회를 준다고 하잖아요. 또 잘 맞아서 이렇게 또 정말 신문에서도 나오시고 정말 좋은 곳에서 또 강연도 하시고요. 저희가 오늘 또 이제 강연했던 내용들에 대해서 한번 이렇게 질의응답을 간단하게 한번 받아볼까 해요. 그래서 저희 마이크를 잠시 제가 주시면 저희 혹시 강연 내용에 대해서 궁금하시는 분이 있으시면 간단하게 저희
한 번에 다하겠습니다. 첫 번째 강연자이신 바원님 어디 가시고 있었어요? 그것이 제일 궁금했어요.
아까 휘트 선데이 아일랜드라고 제가 여행하다가 독일 친구들 만나게 됐어요. 그래가지고 같이 차를 타고 다니면서 이제 계속 사실 제 차는 작아서 그 친구들은 밴을 가지고 같이 이동하면서 퀸즐랜드를 같이 여행했거든요. 그 중에 아까 맑은 바다 휘트 선데이 아일랜드가 가장 아름답고 기억에 남았습니다. 네, 다른 유명한 데보다는 고생도 많이 하고 그런 자연이 되게 마음에 남았습니다. 네.
다이빙 라이센스 그거 나중에 쓰실 계획은 없으신가요?
아까 취득한 스쿠버 다이빙 자격증은 사실 가장 기초 자격이거든요. 오픈 워터라고. 그래서 나중에 또 기회가 되면은 위에 레벨인 어드밴스나 그런 걸 하고 싶고, 사실 좀 오래돼가지고 다시 배워야 될 거예요. 다시 그걸 하게 된다면 조금 이렇게 연습을 하고 하게 될 겁니다. 예.
다음이 이제 시네스 읽어요. 네. 버티컬 얼라이먼트 그거 깨시려고 어떤 거 하시고 계시나요?
사실 버티컬 얼라이먼트라는 개념이 딱 머릿속에 드는 게, 우리가 너무 좋게 보는 거, 우리가 상대적으로 좀 대단한 사람이다라고 하는 것도 사실 비교 속에서 일어나는 것 같고, 상대를 무시하는 것도 비교 속에서 일어나는 것 같아가지고, 일단은 이런 개념 자체를 조금 다른 측면에서, 이건 사실은 비교의식인데 다른 측면에서 이렇게 설명도 하고, 저는 사실은 심리치료라든지 부모 자녀 관계에 대해서 선택 이론이라든지 외국에 있는 NLP 이런 것들을 적용해서 개인 유튜브에 계속해서 관계에 대해서 어떻게 하면 우리가 하나가 될 수 있을까, 관계 갈등 속에서 이제 파괴가 아니고 성장이 일어날 수 있게 하는 그런 외부 이론들을 계속 소개를 하려고 하고, 저도 꿈은 크게 갖고 있어서 책도 내고, 그리고 애니메이션도 만들고, 사실은 부모 자녀 여러 가지 관계에 대해서 이런 강연 콘텐츠도 하지만 TV라든지 웹드라마 이런 것들로 지금 만들려고 샘플로 하나 만들어 놓은 것도 있고 해가지고 여러 가지 방법으로 실제 노력하지 않으면서 말만 하는 일은 없도록 하려고 시도는 하고 있습니다. 근데 돈과 시간과 에너지 같은 것들을 모든 걸 쏟아서 하다 보면 지원자들이 있지 않을까라는 기대를 품고 열심히 해보고 있습니다.
감사합니다. 마지막 선생님도 제 질문보다는 코멘트 두 개를 생각이 났어요. 그러니까 이제 월드와이드 기준으로 나띵이라고 생각했을 수도 있는데 한국에서 지속적으로 해왔기 때문에 두바이까지 가서 할 수 있는 거라고 생각이 들고요. 첫 번째가 그거였어요. 두 번째는 그거였던 것 같아요. 다이어리 스토리 이야기하기 쉽지가 않아요. 근데 그걸 이야기해가지고 사람들한테 바로바로 즐거움에 대해서 감사하자는 주제로 강의한다는 것은 제가 굉장히 창의적이라고 생각이 되었어요. 너무 잘하실 거라고 생각이 드네요. 감사합니다.
그러면 잠깐 답변 말씀드리면은 제가 작년에 교사를 그만둔다고 했잖아요. 그래서 두바이 가기로 결정한 게 이제 3월 마지막 날이었고, 그 3월 마지막 날의 기준으로 저는 한국에서 강연을 딱 2번 해봤었어요. 그것도 돈 받지 않는 강연. 제가 아는 커뮤니티에서 강연하는 거 2번. 그래서 그 정도 경험을 가지고 두바이 가기로 결정했다는 점 한번 알려드리겠습니다.
뿌리는 그건 줄 알았어요. 그 레디에서 계속 올리다 보니까 그냥 협찬만 주셔가지고 그렇게 생각한 거였어요. 아까 그 옷 비싼 거 있잖아요. 그래가지고 뭐 이렇게 뭐 디자인 컴퍼니에서 갑자기 스폰서 해준다고 해가지고 이렇게 뿌리를 그런 건 줄 알았어요. 그래서 뿌리라고 이렇게 뭐 이게 뭐 비싸 보이지 않고 그런 거 쓰는 거.
괜찮습니다.
네.
그 하세빈님한테 질문인데, 제가 영어 실력이 좀 안 좋아서 그 부자하고 대화하는 부분을 못 들어보고 간단히 요약만 좀 해주세요.
그 부자분 인터뷰를 하게 된 계기요? 어떤 인터뷰였는지? 그 인터뷰 내용은 그분한테 그분이 한국에 몇 번 와보신 적이 있으니까 한국 어땠는지랑 한국 청년들이 만약에 두바이로 진출하고 싶다면은 해주고 싶은 조언이나 그런 이야기 위주로 했었습니다.
혹시 어떤 조언을
그거는 두바이가 많은 인프라를 갖추고 있기 때문에 오기만 해라 제발. 그런 내용이었습니다 진짜. 네네네.
이대로 가야겠다.
두바이로 가요. 예, 혹시 다른 질문 있으십니까?
저는 하세빈님한테 질문이 있는데요. 회사가 하시던 일을 그만두시고 새로운 일을 하고 계신데, 저도 하던 일을 그만두고 새로운 일을 하고 있는 입장에서 일이 잘 되다가도 안 될 때가 있고 지지해주는 사람도 있는 반면에 되게 이렇게 냉소적인 반응을 하시는 분들도 만나게 되잖아요. 그 과정에서 이제 평가하는 것도 아직 그래서 들어올 때는 막 들어오고 안 들어오고 할 때 그 톤을 어떻게 방향을 잃지 않고 가시는지에 대해서.
제가 올해를 이제 요약하자면은 제가 살면서 응원이라는 말을 제일 많이 들어본 게 사람들이 제가 돈 없지만 듣고 오겠다고 하니까 응원한다는 댓글이 엄청 많이 달렸거든요. 근데 그와 동시에 욕도 진짜 많이 먹었어요. 저 친구들한테 나한테 한 200살까지 살겠다 욕을 너무 많이 먹었다 그런 얘기도 하거든요. 왜냐면 제가 인스타 믹스를 찍을 때 얼굴을 막 가까이다 대고 좀 억울 끄는 말을 하니까 기간제 하다가 잘리고서는 인스타에서 억울 끌려고 나온 거 아니냐 이런 논란 댓글도 많이 달렸어요. 그래서 제가 처음에는 그 댓글을 냅뒀어요. 사실이 아니니까. 근데 거기에 댓글이 달리면서 되게 마치 사실인 것 같은 분위기가 생기더라고요. 그래서 저는 나중에 교육청에 가가지고 그 임용고사 합격증까지 다운 받아가지고 또 인스타 인증까지 하고 그랬었어요. 근데 리얼리티 트랜서핑이라고 러시아 물리학자가 쓴 책이 있어요. 거기 보면은 펜듈럼이라는 개념이 나오는데요. 어떤 거냐면은 펜듈럼 이렇게 왔다 갔다 하는 진짜잖아요. 예를 들어서 최근에 예를 들면은 어떤 남자 배우가 후회자가 있다 정말 그런 뉴스가 있으면 사람들이 그 이야기를 카톡으로 주고받든 말을 하든 막 얘기를 나눠요. 그러면은 사람들이 주고받는 내용이 그 배우를 지지하는 것이든 지지하지 않는 것이든 그 펜듈럼에게 먹이를 주는 행동을 하게 되는 거라고 그 책에 나오거든요. 그래서 저는 그 사람들이 악플을 달아도 내 펜듈럼을 키워주는구나 라고 생각을 하고 있어요. 그냥 쉽게 말하면 무풀보다 악플이 낫다 이런 생각을 하고 있고요. 돈 이야기를 말씀드리자면은 제가 두바이 갔다 온 다음에 지금 했었던 강연을 서울교대에서 4시간짜리로 했었어요. 그때 참가비가 일반인은 10만원, 뭐 청소년은 15,000원 이렇게 해서 받았는데 그때 130분이 오셨거든요. 그럼 그때는 이제 돈을 왕창 벌었고 근데 또 안 걸릴 때는 진짜 안 걸려요. 그리고 제가 또 8월 말에 교통사고가 나가지고 몇 달 쉬는 바람에 또 못 벌었고 제가 명예욕이 엄청 높거든요. 그래서 제가 속한 어떤 단체에 제가 교사 그만둔 이유 중에는 돈을 못 버는 것도 있는데 돈을 못 벌고 있다. 그래서 내년 5월 15일까지 무조건 월 1,000씩 벌어서 여기에 지금 500만 원을 기부하겠다고 그 단톡방에 폭탄 같은 발언을 좀 해놨어요. 그리고 인스타에도 비슷한 내용을 올려놨고 그래서 지금은 스마트폰 컨설팅 준비하면서 좀 더 돈 버는 쪽에 초점을 맞추고 있습니다.
또 좋은 이야기 해주셨는데 혹시 뭐 또 다른 질문 있으신가요? 혹시 없으시면은
그냥 셀링이라는 뜻이 뭔지 궁금해가지고.
네. 보시면 아시겠지만 제가 처음에 두바이 갔을 때 막 그 네트워킹 이벤트에서는 홍석영이라고 제 본명을 말했어요. 근데 사람들이 그 SEOK 스펠링을 가지고 막 세오크 막 이렇게 얘기를 하니까 그래서 나중에 그 두바이 홍보 그 릴스에서는 제가 SY라고 이니셜을 말했거든요. 그리고 나서 SY도 솔직히 쓰고 싶진 않아요. 저 제 본명이 좋거든요. 그리고 좀 한국적인 이름이 좋아요. 근데 또 잘못 발음한 것도 마음에 안 들고 해서 장명소에서 받은 이름인데요. 제가 마음대로 그 뜻을 뭐 세상 높이 비상해라 뭐 이런 뜻으로 혼자 만들어봤습니다.
또 좋은 닉네임인 것 같습니다. 사실 오늘 그 상품이 하나 좀 준비가 되었는데 저희 이제 겨울철 필수 아이템을 좀 선물로 준비해봤거든요. 질문하시는 짧게 네 마이크
지금 시간이 많이 없으신 것 같아서 짧게 하려고 노력했습니다. 일단 세 분 이렇게 말씀해 주신 건 각자 분들 따라서 다 스피킹 하시는 또 매력들이 다 다르신 것 같아서 제가 너무 감명을 받은 것 같고요. 첫 번째 분께 여쭤보고 싶은데 저 영어를 정말 지금 잘 못하지만 제일 많이 들리는 게 뭐냐면 일할 때는 터프하고 그리고 남은 시간에는 카인드가 되게 많이 들렸거든요. 근데 이게 외국에서 카인드한 사람들이 친절하다는 게 어떤 수용성들이 되게 넓은 것 같은데 한국 사회에서는 어떤 기준들이 다 있잖아요. 근데 그런 어떤 제가 지금 경험하고 싶은 너무나 그런 환경과 주제로 하면 그게 단어가 카인드일 것 같거든요. 모든 걸 다 표현해 줄 수 있는 것 같은 그런 환경에 좀 가고 싶은데 그 어떤 느낌이신지 그 짧게 한번 말씀해 주실 수 있을까요?
카인드가 어떤 느낌인지 물어보시는 거예요. 네.
구체적으로 막 어떻게 친절했던 내용 스토리가 있어요?
일단은 뭐 아까 몇 가지 스토리 얘기했듯이 제가 식당에서 일했어요. 오페라하우스 근처에 굉장히 바쁜 관광지였는데 아직도 기억나는 게 제가 열심히 이제 디시워싱을 하고 있으면 거기서 이제 웨이트리스나 이렇게 친구들이 한 번씩 와가지고 그릇을 갖다 놓으면서 인사를 하면서 Hi, how are you 하면서 밝게 웃어주더라고요. 그런 친절함. 그리고 아까 그 사고 났을 때 자동차 사고가 정말 그 당시에는 그래도 호주 사람이랑 같이 있어서 그렇게 심각하진 않았는데 그 상황에서 이제 1명, 2명 뿐만 아니라 세 번째 그 호주 사람까지 와가지고 괜찮아? 나 그 한 명은 이제 풋볼 코치인데 저희 축구 코치인데 이제 응급 키트가 있으니까 얘기하라고 도와주겠다고 이런 것도 있었고 마지막에 내가 만약에 너네처럼 나중에 이런 일 당했을 때 너네가 나를 도와줄 줄 누가 아냐. 그런 말을 들었을 때 저는 되게 그거는 되게 감동이었어요. 그리고 호주 사람들이 되게 막 뭐 힘들게 한다고도 하고 막 별로라고 하는 말도 들었는데 제가 겪은 사람들은 굉장히 친절하고 따뜻한 그런 사람들 겪었던 그런 느낌이 있습니다.
감사합니다.
이 대답이 생각하신 게 맞는지
그렇고요. 두 번째 이렇게 여쭤보고 싶은데 이 전체적으로 그 주제를 말씀하셨잖아요. 어떻게 말합니까? 갑자기 생각나는데 영어를 말씀드리려고 적어놨는데 까먹었습니다. 이게 혹시 원래 사람이 태어났을 때부터 갖고 있는 어떤 기질이나 어떤 성향이나 추구하는 가치들이 있을 수도 있잖아요. 그래서 그게 굉장히 어렸을 때부터 갖고 있으셨던 건지 아니면 어떤 경험들을 통해서 이건 정말 바뀌었으면 좋겠다라고 생각이 드신 건지 어느 쪽이 더 가까우신지 여쭤보고 싶어요.
제가 이런 생각을 갖게 된 계기에 대해서
계기가 큰 건지 어떤 경험이가 좋던 나쁘던 경험에 대한 계기가 큰 건지 아니면 원래부터 굉장히 어렸을 때부터 이런 가치관이나 생각을 갖고 있으셨던 건지
아마 저는 좀 어렸을 때부터 그냥 사람에 대해서 관찰하고 사람에 대해서 생각하는 게 좀 많았던 것 같아요. 그런데 이제 보다 보니까 우리가 사는 게 너무 각박한데 저도 질문자님께서 궁금하셨던 것처럼 외국 사람들은 어떤지 뭐 친절하다고 하는데 친절한 게 어떤지 그런 면에서 궁금하기도 했고 그래서 찾아보다 보니까 우리가 너무 비교를 많이 하고 있고 좀 덜 해도 오히려 서로를 보는 데 있어서 편안해질 수 있구나라는 게 느껴져가지고 분명히 이게 조금씩 우리한테 적용될 수 있다라는 생각이 들어서 이런 내용을 만들게 됐습니다.
네. 제가 오늘 온 취지에 가장 맞는 분 사실 마지막 분이신 것 같은데 영어를 굉장히 빨리 말씀을 해주신데 저 사실 한 4분의 3은 못 들은 것 같거든요. 이해를 못했습니다. 근데 정말 너무 궁금했던 게 이제 초등학교 교사 하시다가 내려놓으시고 떠나신 거잖아요. 제가 잘 못 들었는데 며칠 있으신 거죠? 혹시?
두바이에요?
네.
월 2일에 도착했다가 월 18일에 왔어요.
굉장히 짧게
그쵸,
있으셨던 거죠? 아무 계획 없이 그냥 가셔서
그쵸.
마음 내키므로 액팅하셨던 거잖아요.
그쵸.
굉장히 저한테 제가 지금 나이가 이제 40일 가는데 제가 그렇게 살고 싶은 부분이 있거든요. 지금 외모도 20대로 봐주시는 분도 가끔 계시고 그래서 어린 시절을 제가 그냥 생각한 대로 그냥 해보자 이걸 많이 느꼈기 때문에 되게 이제 좀 개인적으로 말씀을 드려보면 가만히 이렇게 있으셨을 때보다 무대에 계실 때 표정이 너무 좋으셔서 이거는 그냥 스피킹을 하려고 강연을 하려고 태어나신 분 같다 정말 많이 받았습니다. 표정이 정말 너무 다양하시고 저도 지금 표현하는 거에 있어서 제가 빠른 시간에 첫 번째 말씀해 주셨던 분이 왜 10년 전이냐 왜 6개월 안에 안 된다 이렇게 많이 하셨잖아요. 저도 그 생각이 딱 들었거든요. 말씀 많이 해주셔서 그 생각이 딱 들면서 정말 뭔가 많이 계산하지 말고 뭔가 많이 지르지 말고 그냥 혼자 이런 걸 너무 인사이트를 받아서 너무 세분 다 이렇게 들으면서 좋은 시간이었던 것 같습니다. 감사합니다.